Live from the Jersey Shore to the world. Get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Take the show wherever you go. Download the free Radio Pup app for your smartphone or tablet. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Okay, I just removed my oxygen mask after spending the last hour with Chef Mike from Atlantic Bar and Grill. It is 7:07. It is 57 degrees here at WOBM AM 1160 1310 News Talk Radio, streaming live on the Radio Pup app and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160 if you want to join the conversation. We are joined now in studio by the newest Ocean County Freeholder, Ginny Haines. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Jeremy. It's my pleasure to be here.
Well, so it is exciting. It is exciting to have you are our second female freeholder since 1860. Is that correct?
1850, when the county became a county, when we separated from Monmouth County.
Oh my goodness, that is. There are so many ways just to go with that whole thing, but we'll move swiftly forward. So why don't you give the listeners a little bit of your background, kind of how you ended up here, and you know what you've done in your long and illustrious career.
Oh, well, I mean, most of the people remember me or know me because my last position I had was, of course, running the state lottery, and everyone, of course, then they also yell at me because, Ginny, why didn't I win? So,
Right.
Unfortunately, but I mean, I was very, very fortunate to be selected by Christy Whitman to become the lottery director, and I served there for 8 years. It's an amazing department that the state of New Jersey has. I've always looked at it that it is a business that New Jersey has. We bring in a tremendous amount of revenue for the state of New Jersey that goes into specific programs which were decided by law when it was voted in 1969-70 is when the law went into effect. Prior to that, I was the representative for the 10th Legislative District in the General Assembly. I served as Vice Chair of Labor Committee. I was Assistant Majority Whip. I was very, very active within my district, making sure that I was there for the constituents of the 10th Legislative District, which at that time went from Toms River to Belmar.
Right.
Because it has changed since. We had 7 towns in Ocean County and 6 towns in Monmouth. And most of the district now comprises, all of Ocean County. Possibly there may be one in Monmouth, but I'm not quite sure. And prior to that, at one time, I had been also clerk of the New Jersey General Assembly, appointed by then Speaker Hardwick and voted on by the entire Assembly members, the Republicans and the Democrats. And I also had been ran the legislative office of, at that time, Assemblyman Bob Singer, who has now become Senator Bob Singer, when he was representing part of Toms River and Lakewood, and when the district was different. I had that pleasure, and I also had worked for Freeholder Bartlett many, many years ago. My family has been, my brother gives me the numbers because he has done our genealogy, probably around the 1700s that my family came to Ocean County. So we've been here a long time. I've, as a person who's lived here, my entire life, I've seen Ocean County change.
Right.
I've seen it grow. Some people don't like it, but we have a county that people want to come to. It's a beautiful county. We have a lot to offer. I can understand why people want to come here.
Right. So that's funny. So, my dad often says when he and my mom came here in 1970, my dad often says that he got here on the second wagon train. So if he came on the second wagon train, it's fair to say you guys were here on the first wagon train.
Yes.
And there may have been a gap between wagon trains at that point. So all of that, and certainly, we can dive deeper into what it means being a woman, having kind of at a time when it wasn't all that hip for women to be serving in those kind of capacities. But I know that you're also super active in the county with volunteer organizations.
Yes,
so
I am.
I know you and I serve together on the Ocean County College Foundation Board, where you are the chair.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Ginny.
And I know that you're also involved with a couple other organizations. Why don't you tell folks about that?
Oh, well, I'm just trying to think. I know the College Foundation Board, as you mentioned, of course, is I've been on that board probably about 15 years and just started in January as the chair. It's a premier organization, the foundation. It does so much for the people that go to OCC and I always have to give a shout out to make sure that people understand you can go and if you're going to OCC, you can apply for scholarships because that's what the foundation is all about. We want people, if you haven't visited the campus, because it's changed tremendously over the years. You need to get there, as Ocean County people should come and just see what a beautiful campus we have. And, of course, the Grunin Arts Center with how that's been redone, the planetarium. There are so many things there at the college. I've also been active with Big Brothers Big Sisters. I've been active on that board. I had been on the board, then I went to the advisory board. I try to participate as much as I can with some of the programs when they have different things going on, because that's Sue has been a tremendous, tremendous individual running the Big Brothers Big Sisters, as well as the staff that she has there. Yep. It's a tough job, but she is always with a smile, and she is always there to help anybody, and especially the young people, always trying to match the young men, young boys and girls, to Big Brothers and Sisters. I've been active. I'm also on the Toms River Student Loan Fund board, which it provides low-interest loans to Toms River high school graduates, which has been around since, I think, around 1935, 37. We have a great group of people that sit on that board, and we're always, want to get the word out for that as another avenue where people can apply to get. These are low-interest loans where the College Foundation gives scholarships. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones right now that I do sit on. The Ocean County Girl Scouts. I have been, now it's the Jersey Shore Girl Scouts. I have been involved with them probably for, 20 years in different positions on the board, advisory, nominating, fundraising, and things such as that. I was a Girl Scout. I grew up in Lakewood, and we used to have the Girl Scout meetings at the YWCA many, many years ago. And it's a great organization for the young people, as well as the Boy Scouts, which was another organization where I sat on the board, then went on the advisory board for many years. These are great organizations for the young people to become involved in. It teaches them many things, and I think young people should just try and be part of the different, many, many things that are out there for the young people to go to. I have helped in United Way. I've been on the allocation committee several years ago, going around to the different organizations that would be applying, and it really gives you an idea of what is in Ocean County, what the needs of many of them. I am also a member of the Rotary organization, the Nighttime Rotary, and I've been a member there. I'm one of the junior members. I've only been there since 2002, but that's another great organization that also gives a tremendous amount of money out. From our fundraising, we give a lot of money out to a lot of nonprofits, as well as scholarships to the students.
So you're doing all that, right? So
Yes.
First of all, it's great. It's great to have someone. This is going to come out wrong. It's great to have someone else on the Freeholder board that is so involved in our community and really has their finger on the pulse of what's going on. You do all that, and then you're telling me, because I'm always complaining that I'm waking up, it's so early to get here. And you're like, yeah, that's when I get up because I go to the gym at 5 a.m. How do you fit all that in?
Well, by the end of the day, I'm totally exhausted because I get up so early. I've just always had more energy of getting up early, and going to the gym in the morning is the best for me.
Wow.
You go at 5 or 6 or 7 at night is not my thing, but getting up early, yes, I do wake up every day.
I'm always amazed by folks with the kind of drive that you have that obviously sitting still and holding down your couch is not in your plans most days. When we come back, I do want to talk about how all these life experiences, the things that you've done, how they've kind of helped you, how you think they're going to help you as you tackle your next challenge on the Freeholder board. Ginny Haines, our newest Freeholder here in Ocean County. We'll be back right after this.
The Sean Hannity Show, this afternoon at 3. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin returns next. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.
Welcome back. 721, 57 degrees, getting up to 58 today. In case you need to understand which jacket to wear today, I'm just going to let you know I chose no jacket, but I am wearing a sweater. It depends how heavy you're going to layer up today. You know, if you're just wearing like a cut-off tank top T-shirt, then I would recommend a jacket. But if you're going to wear something long sleeve, you may be able to get away without it. Anyway, that's my weather report for you. We're here at WOBM AM 1160 and 1310 News Talk Radio, streaming live on WOBMAM.com and on the Radio Pup app. We are joined in studio by Ocean County's newest Freeholder, Ginny Haines. So, Ginny, we were just going through all of the things that you've been involved in, all the things that you've done. And so the question that we left with as we like to tease a question. That way people come back because they want to hear the answer. I learned this.
Okay.
So we want to understand. So how did these life experiences lead you to where you are today? How do you think it sets you up to be a successful Freeholder going forward?
Well, in all honesty, I have to give the credit for where I am today to my parents. I grew up in Lakewood. My family came from Lakewood for many. That's where the history of my family is from. My mother was from Ocean Avenue. My father was from Hope Chapel Road. And they graduated high school together. They're from Lakewood. They were individuals who just always worked in the community helping different boards and things such as that. My parents never ran for office, but they were very active politically. And my mother was a nurse, and she worked at many of the hospitals around. And then she also became, at the time, they had a welfare department in Lakewood. She was welfare director, very involved. She was very caring when it came to all of her clients, doing everything she possibly could, to help them. So I saw what they were doing, as well as my father, the organizations that he belonged to, and what they did. It was always to give back. It was never to take from anyone. It was just to do what you could within your community and give back. And my mother was one of the original people that were on the Head Start program in Lakewood. And that was very, very dear to her. And she was in her 90s when she stepped off of that because of her eyesight. Fortunately, she had macular degeneration. But it was them that set my, tone for me as an individual. And I've sort of always been involved in things. And it's just a passion because you always want to try and help and do what you can to make things better. Everyone that's in positions today want to do the same thing, but then there's always other new ideas that I may have, or people may come to me with new ideas that you want to try and make Ocean County better for the residents of the county. I have to say, I feel, and I think many people that move here feel, that we have the best county in the state of New Jersey. We have the most beautiful beaches. We have the best parks, the best library system, and the Freeholders that have been there have done the best they can to continue to make Ocean County the best county. And I think that people in the county can be very proud of what they do and what they try to do for the residents.
Right. And I think, to your point, I think that a lot of folks don't realize that, we have a AAA bond rating, which means that we are financially incredibly strong. That we talked about the 2.4% property tax increase across the state that Kim Guadagno was calling shameful yesterday. So we know that there are property tax issues, but given all of the tax base that we lost here in Ocean County with Superstorm Sandy, really the local the Freeholders, our mayors, everyone is kind of pulled together in a really cogent, strong way to keep our taxes reasonable as we've moved forward. And as we add more tax base going forward, I think we'll see that burden ease up even more in the years to come. So when we come back, I want to talk to you. I know that you've been put in charge of poverty. So it's very simple, Ginny. If you could just solve poverty, you're going to really be a winner here in Ocean County. So, and the world, by the way, the free world. You'll also be a winner there.
Sure, yes.
So we're going to talk about how you're going to fix poverty here in Ocean County when we come back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, back after this.
Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center, overlooking the Toms River, it's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Wow. Freeholder just reminded me today is my 1 month anniversary. So happy anniversary to me. Feel free to send any gifts or checks to 1027 Hooper Avenue, Building 1. Forget it. Where am I now? 734, 57 degrees, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310 News Talk Radio. Streaming live on the Radio Pup app and at WOBMAM.com. Feel free to join the conversation at 732-505-1160. Freeholder Ginny Haines with us this morning. So when we left, you were going to tell us how we're solving poverty in Ocean County. But in all seriousness, the county government departments that you're serving as that you are liaising to include the Department of Human Services and the Board of Social Services. So obviously, listen, I don't know that there are answers, quote unquote, to poverty, but there are ways that we can certainly improve quality of life here in Ocean County. What have you been doing so far? What are your early thoughts? All you.
Well, Jeremy, as you said, I mean, I don't know if we could 100% solve the poverty issue because it's been around forever, but at least it's on the forefront of everybody's mind, as well as what we had talked about during the break, some of the other things that we have going on. First of all, I am going to be meeting with all of the department heads that I am assigned to because I want to, number one, talk with them. What are the programs? How are they working? What can we do to make them better? I want to check with other areas of the state to see what programs they may have that we don't have. Maybe we've tried them, maybe we haven't. It might give me some ideas. We're talking, but I mean, I think it's mostly important for me as a freeholder to get to know all of the departments that I have, to get to know them, get to know what we're doing, to try and get around to see what maybe I might come up with some new ways that we can help individuals and to help them with the poverty issue as well as the homelessness issue. There's a lot of major issues. And of course, Sandy did not help that particular situation because so many people not only lost their homes, but they lost jobs. They just lost everything and they just had no place to go. And there really wasn't any place around for people to even get to rent because they either were, if they were along the shore, they were closed up. And of course, over here, people that had lost their homes had already gotten other apartments. Some people had to move out of the county until things got straightened out so they can come back. So it's a major issue. It's a big issue. But I have to say the freeholders that are there now and Freeholder Lacey, they had always everyone worked together to try and do everything they could to combat this in some way, to take a little chip out of the big issue there so that we can try and solve this. But as I said in the beginning, and as you said, I don't think there's any way. If we could, it would be a miracle to be able to prevent poverty 100%. Right.
Well, and I think, listen, to your point, I think that the good news is that we are, as a county, we recognize our issues, we're working on them and working towards solutions. And I certainly think that through some of our other endeavors in the county, in the nonprofit community, in the private community, I think we are going to see traction really start to take hold as we have, for example, a large, the Monmouth Ocean Food Bank opening a huge facility here in Toms River, which is going to be a really great boost for our fight. I think there's a lot of things that are afoot that are gonna really improve quality of life for our poor and for our working poor.
Yeah, I had served on the Monmouth Ocean Food Bank board, and I remember you can only serve X amount of terms, and then you have to go off. But when I had served, I know that at that time, I think it was around 2 million pounds of food that we did for Ocean County, and then we had the Mobile pantry that they had. But they have done so much, as well as helping the other food pantries that are around and growing. And many of the nonprofit organizations, I can honestly say, I know with the Rotary as well as many others, they're always trying to encourage the members to either donate money or bring in food every week so that we give to the different organizations within the area to help with the food pantries, because people need food every single day. And It's not just at Christmas or Thanksgiving. It's daily that they come in and the shelves are bare. And so we need to try and do everything we can to help those individuals, to try and provide programs to help them get, whether it's training or jobs or the housing or food. I mean, we can go on and on and on.
Well, and so not only, it's funny you mentioned housing, et cetera, but you also have the transportation department under your your watch, the planning department. You got, gosh, I don't listen. Just us girls talking, Ginny, you and me. I mean, what are the other guys doing? I mean, what they gave you all the meat, huh? Like,
I think so. But,
all right, good.
But
good.
they're important.
They're all high fiving that Ginny's on board now. Ginny, go ahead and fix transportation and planning. If you could just fix and this poverty thing, once you get those tackled, just give us a holler. We'll give you a couple other things to work on. So, well, listen. So obviously, a lot of faith in you, and certainly, I think. Deservedly so. So one of the biggest challenges, we would be remiss if we don't talk about our property tax rate, because that is always on folks' mind, especially when you have the majority, or I shouldn't say that, the high percentage of fixed income folks that we do in Ocean County, as the second largest senior community in the country, the largest veteran population in the country. Fixed income equates to, please don't charge us any more in taxes, because that changes our quality of life. So what do you see as, what can we do? How do we continue that fight? Anything that you kind of, that you have as early thoughts there? Are you just going to continue the great work that the Freeholders have done to this point?
Well, of course, I'll continue working with them. And as I said earlier, I mean, I need to really reach out to all of my departments, reach out to other counties. One of the things that has happened over the years, as governments are working together, meaning your local, county, and state governments are working together, as well as departments within each town. They're working together because I find that they're becoming much more efficient and you can do things better. And by doing that, we're going to be able to help more people in the different areas that it's necessary to help them. So, I mean, but the county has always worked with the lead of Freeholder Bartlett, who is the lead when it comes to the finance. I mean, he wants to make sure that we have that stable tax rate, that we keep the taxes down. And because of that, we were able, if you think about it, to help them. Sandy hit. They were able to help the municipalities in Ocean County that were hit, so that they didn't have to go into, if they had any reserves, to go into for the cleanups. The county there was $100 million because of the good fiscal policies that they've had through the years. They had that money to be able to enable to help the towns, so that they wouldn't have to either raise the taxes because of that. Because unfortunately, some towns had to, because of the rateables that they lost, the homes that they lost, the businesses that they lost. So, but they're there to try and do what they can with the different towns. And as I said in the very beginning, Ocean County is the premier county of the state of New Jersey. People are not coming here because they just want to move to another place. They're coming here because of the quality of life that is Ocean County, and everyone can be very proud to be here. As I said, my family's been here forever, so I'm here. I'm not going anyplace. I'm staying forever, as long as I'm on this earth. So I'll be here, and I'll always continue to work to do whatever I can for the people of Ocean County.
Awesome. So, Ginny, I think there's an underlying theme here for you around mentoring. Right, because I know you mentioned Big Brothers Big Sisters early on. I think you're also on the 100 Women campaign for Ocean County College, which is a great campaign that Ocean County College has, where they've identified some of the leaders in our community who are women, because it's 100 women, and one of the programs that's very active there is mentoring younger women and those just starting out in college or in their careers, and helping them kind of find their way towards becoming successful in today's workforce and today's economy. So, as a woman who has made an impact all her career, certainly at a time when not necessarily was that vogue, definitely not. And myself being a product of another one of those women who was fighting through the workforce at a high level.
Strong mother you have.
What kind of advice would you give young women today who are just starting out? What pearls of wisdom would you drop on them as they're making their way?
Well, like I say, again, I have to refer to my mother. She was a very strong, independent woman, and that's just never give up. I mean, I tell in all the years that when I go out speaking to young people, I tell them, especially women, don't think that you can never do the same job that a man can do. If you want to do it, and if you put yourself into it, and you can accomplish the exact same thing, become involved. Whether it's on local boards or it's becoming part of an organization, nonprofit organization, become involved, get to know it. And one thing I always said to the young ones, I never thought that I would ever run for office. I never did. I always liked working on campaigns. I always liked helping people. And then when I was clerk of the assembly, I realized that, hey, I can do this just as well as they can. As long as you care about the people you're representing and you're going to try to do what is best for them, you can do it. So I don't think any young lady should ever not think that she is as equal as any man, because they are, if that's what you want to do. And we do need to have more women become involved, whether it's politically or just in the positions, the jobs that are out there that they want to rise to the top. They can do it in every single field that's out there.
So Ginny Haines, our newest freeholder here in Ocean County, you will not find someone who is more Ocean County inside and out. Today the theme of our show is get up, get out, and do something. I think today we've had two guests who have certainly embodied that. Ginny, thank you so much for your time today. I know I can only speak for myself and my family that we are all extremely excited to have you as part of our county's leadership, and look forward to you helping us get to even higher levels than we've already attained here in the county. I
certainly am going to work very hard, and I hope you have me on again after I've been on a little bit.
Absolutely.
So I have a little bit more time.
What are you doing next week? Okay. Ginny Haines, our newest freeholder. We'll be back right after this.